Welcome to Reunite with Self podcast. I'm your host, Rukan. Here, we will be discovering and unraveling what is truly holding you back. We will put the puzzle together and give you clarity on how and what you can do to create massive shift in your life so you start creating the life you always envisioned for yourself. There is no more waiting. Whether it is liberating from dysfunctional family patterns or parenting tools and tips that actually make the difference, we will be diving into the truth and core of things that are simple and which yet no one talks about. I will be sharing with you all the things that would have changed my life massively if I heard any one of these episodes. A new world is awakening, and true bliss, harmony, and peace is possible on this earth. And my mission is to bring you closer to that, one step at a time. In this safe space, I will hold your hand and give you courage and certainty that you can shift anything and everything in your life. It is time we break the pattern. Whether you want to be the parent you never had or make a shift in your life so you don't play small any longer, you will find the support and guidance in this space. My intention is for you to find answers within yourself while you listen to this podcast, so you feel the bliss of reuniting with your true essence, with self, with so much love and compassion and courage. From my heart to yours, let's keep it rockin'. My gorgeous listener, I am so grateful and honored that you are here. Welcome to another episode on Reunite with Self podcast. I'm your host, Rukan. I am so honored that you are here. I am sure you're going to have a lot of takeaways from this episode. Our topic today is, how does the mind of a narcissistic father or mother work? How does the mind of a narcissistic parent work? And when I say narcissistic, again, I want to explain, I want to clarify that these people do not need to have the narcissistic personality disorder, meaning them only having narcissistic tendencies towards you in some areas of your life is enough to make a huge influence and impact in your life, to diminish your power, to do all kinds of things. But for it to have a huge impact in your life, sometimes it is more influential when the narcissism is hidden, when it's done with subtitles. And even so, sometimes the narcissism is more loud and clear and obvious when you are a child, a teenager, a toddler, when you are younger, in your younger life. So the adjustments are done just the right way, so that when you're an adult, only a facial expression, a tone of voice, seemingly simple question, a seemingly simple comment, a seemingly innocent comment or question, or anything, any action or word does the exact impact that is intended. Again, I want to repeat, we are not here to identify people as good or bad. I don't care about that. I don't care at all if we call someone good or bad, if we call someone good or evil, if they love us or not. This is not relevant. Like, this stuff is all irrelevant to the context that we talk about here, the conversations we have here, the deep dives we have here, because those sometimes are the sort of like the escape places that we go back to denial. So I think I made it clear like this, saying this, I like this. So it's like an escape to denial. It's not escape to beauty and bliss, all right? It's escape to denial. It's a very easy escape for us. And it was taught to us. It was installed in us slowly and surely through many people around us and through society, but like not, I don't like to look at these big problems coming directly from society, because it then lets us be, loose and not clear about the path that we can take, the influence that we can have on our lives. It comes from the family first. If it doesn't exist in family, things outside cannot have that much influence. All right? And there is always solutions to everything and anything we talk about here. That is the reason I do this podcast. It's like a secret was revealed to us. Like I found about a secret at the end of a very, very challenging moment and times in my life. Very painful, a lot of suffering, a lot of turmoils and challenges that came from seemingly very innocent acts. Okay, so that's why I'm here to share everything that I have learned, that have significantly and massively changed my life and is still changing, and the things that I'm still learning. But I know I'm on the right path now. For the first time in my life, the energy of my life feels different. The energy of my life is completely different. That's the impact it has on your life when you come to clarity with courage and with honesty to yourself, and just looking at things in a very simple way. Anything that is complex is far from love. Anything that has excuses is far from love. It's actually the places where there is lack of love. Love is simple. Truth is simple. It doesn't have excuses. It's not complex. What's complex is where there is lack of love. That's what I have figured in my life, and that's what I'm passionate about sharing and guiding others. So how does the mind of a narcissistic tendency father or mother work? How does this parent's mind work who has a narcissistic tendency? And I want to clarify that narcissism in this way, in the narcissistic tendencies, the hidden narcissism, it is extremely widespread in the world right now. I see it more widespread, especially in the wounded societies in the Middle East. It's like extreme, to the point of extreme at this moment. If you are from the Middle East, for sure, if your parents are not, if one of your parents does not have a narcissistic tendency, your closest one does. But I mean, if you are listening to this podcast, I am sure there is a parent, at least one parent, that has a narcissistic tendency. I can say this easily, but of course there is exceptions. And narcissism right now is more frequent than we think, than what meets the eye. And you can listen to my previous episodes as well. And I think I will do a separate episode on this, why the stuff that we talk about here, the narcissism that we talk about here, does not need to be a caricaturistic, evilish, narcissistic behavior in every moment, in every way, to every person. It doesn't have to be this extreme kind of behavior. Actually, the extremity, there is still extremeness in it, but that extremeness, how do you say that? Whatever. But that extreme kind of behavior is there. But because of the stuff that we are taught of how we should be the good girl, the good family person, the good family boy, we're taught to accommodate all of the BS. And there is always an excuse. And you can always find excuses for other people's BS, because if you have a lot of empathy, you see this all. And sometimes it's not the tool that you need to use to go through life. It's not the tool that you need in that moment. It's a great tool, and it's amazing to have empathy. I love having empathy, but I should use it to strengthen myself so that I can be a channel of truth and a guide to others, so I can live up to my potential, my true potential, so I can give back. I can make a positive impact in this world, and I can carry my mission and share my medicine with others. So we will go through this in 3 points. I am thinking that I can run through them now and then walk you through each one of them with different examples, as they will carry more than one component. Yeah, let's do it like this. I want to keep this shorter than my previous episode, just so that it's more accessible to more people, time-wise. So how does the mind of a narcissistic tendency father or mother work? Number one, they always have a solid reason for why they're doing what they're doing to you, or why they're saying that thing, or why they're asking that thing, or why they're commenting like that to you. They always have a solid reason why they're doing that. And it usually is something that looks very innocent, okay? That they're thinking for your good, like so that they want the good for you. They want you to be happy, or they don't want you to fail. They want you to be successful. They want you to do the right thing. They want you to be whatever it is, like whatever that BS excuse is. And there is another component to this. And with this excuse comes more of your playing small, more of that self-doubt, more of that confusion, so you don't take that massive action or do a half-assed job, so you don't move the needle. You don't do the thing that moves the needle. So you go more into the fear and not do the thing that will move the needle. So it takes you back to that place of confusion, self-doubt, fear, unworthiness, but all of this in a very hidden, very subconscious way. So you don't think of yourself necessarily, I am not worth it, I cannot do this, so let me not take a chance. It's more of the subconscious way, and that's how it keeps you in the loop. You actually leave that conversation and you take action, but you don't do it in a way that you're truly self-empowered, that you truly are conscious and aware of your potentiality, of your strength, of your gifts, of your talents, of your of the uniqueness of your own way, that perfect touch, that different touch you bring with your essence. You know what I'm saying? So that is, because that thing is what makes you successful, happy, makes you do the right decisions, because of the way you do it. You know, when you can say, I did it my way, in a truly in your way, but coming from clarity, commitments, empowered way, that moves the needle. So maybe 80% of your action might seem you're going for it. You're fully going for it. It might seem like that to you, to others around you, to the logical mind. If you explain it with words, it might seem as if you are actually going for what you're looking for. You are doing it. And it might seem as if you're very independent and strong and courageous. I'm saying all of this because that was my experience for many years. And I was self-sabotaging myself. I was not playing full out. I was not doing that thing that would move the needle. I was not consistent with my actions without realizing. And it looked as if I was working a lot. Like I was really sacrificing so much. It seemed that way. But I was not playing full out. I was not doing the thing that would move the needle. I was not fully showing up and being courageous to be seen fully myself. I'll give you this example, and it's kind of vulnerable for me, but I'll give you this example. It goes to that extreme without you realizing. So I started my own company, Kevela, years ago, and it was my first collection, the first time I was coming out, and it was a very traumatic time for me. Now that I look back at it, it was very traumatic, coming from like the closest people around me, many different BS actions coming from my relatives, my family, like really BS stuff that was like unacceptable, very traumatic. And like, it's so obvious that it's an important moment in someone's life. It's very obvious for someone who has empathy. And the stuff that was happening was very unacceptable now that I see it. And I show like compassion to myself for those moments. I send compassion and love to myself. But that I've gone through it and it had so much impact on my life now that I can talk about it and be certain of what I'm talking about. Yeah, by the way, I stopped at one right now, but it's okay. Let's go. So it was my first collection and so many stories during that time that I can tell. But in this episode, I'm just going to give this example. It was so freaking scary for me to be seen. And I'm talking about a collection of beachwear, like swimwear, like fashion, like products that I want to sell, right? So it's swimwear, women's wear. So the product needs to be seen, to be sold. And I was self-sabotaging without realizing, and it was so hidden. And I was doing all the things, working on a global sense, like doing all the things, being all the things, but now, when I look back at it, I see it. I came out with a collection and it was like a dreadful thing for me. I was so excited. I was so certain of what I was doing, all the things. But an example to you is I was reaching out to these potential clients and I knew I had the best stuff. Like I knew I had the best stuff. Like it was actually easy for me to sell because I knew all the other products in the market all around the world, everything as a client myself, as a woman, trying on hundreds of different brands. And I knew I had the secret. And it was so scary for me that I was reaching out to them. I was writing an email and I was not showing the collection. It was just words. Can you imagine trying to sell a collection? I'm saying trying consciously right now. I don't like to use the word try, but I'm saying it consciously here because it's only try. It's not doing it. It was that scary for me, but it looked as if I was doing all the things. I was traveling across the world, doing all the stuff, establishing my company on the other side of the world. Like I was doing the firsts for me around me. I did not see an example of what I was doing in that moment. There was no example for me. So I was doing it. I had the right product, the right whatever, but I was so scared to be seen. So I was scared to show the collection. There was always an excuse for me. I hadn't done the collection yet. I was scared of this or that. Like, you always have an excuse in that moment to do that self-sabotage. There is always a reason, like seemingly logical reasons in that moment. But I'm telling you, when you play small, it manifests in ways that are hidden in a way that is just the right way for you, just the right way. So it seemed like that for me in my life. That's how it played out in my life because of my circumstances, my personality. If I did not do the collection, if I did not prepare it, then I would know, oh, okay, I'm playing small here. Like, you know what I mean? Depending on your, I don't want to say intelligence, but depending on your life story, it plays out differently. So it's just the right way. The narcissism done to you is just the right way. So you don't leave. You don't go. You don't put up boundaries. You're not clear about them. So you're not like saying no in a clear way, not fighting back. I'm not talking about fighting back and trying to explain to the narcissist what they're doing. That's not the right way. And we'll go through all of this stuff on different episodes. But in all these initial episodes, my intention is to have clarity for you because what to do comes next, and it is only possible if you have the clarity on what is actually happening, on actually what the F is up. I might curse at times. I love cursing. Someone said cursing is like the wind to your heart. Like there's another word for it, but I can't remember it. But it's like the wind to your heart. It's like, you just say it and go. You're not like cursing anyone like directly, but you're just cursing. I love cursing. So when it's necessary. So that played out like that in my life. So don't you dare think that you're going all for it just because you're working so hard, just because you're doing something that you are scared of, just because you're doing something that is the first in your family, just because you are taking blah, 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 blah action. It might look as if you're taking the actions, but what moves the needle is like the end 20%. That last call you make, that persistence you show, that commitment you have, that action you take repeatedly every single day, that last bit that you do, that's what moves the needle. In business, in life, in anything, that moves the needle, meaning that gets you to your goal, that gets you to your destination. That's how you're on the path. So let's go to the second one, and I might come back to this. So the first one is they always have a solid reason why they're saying that or doing that. And with that excuse comes more of your playing small, self-doubt, confusion, blah, 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 And they might say something that makes you feel not worthy, but they're like, their excuse is, oh, I'm just saying it for your good. And then you're like subconsciously, yeah, I'm not worthy of it. I'm not enough. I don't have the tools. I don't know everything. I'm not I don't have the capabilities or the knowledge in this. I don't have the expertise, blah, 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 like whatever it is. So the second one is they never have true empathy for you. They never have true empathy for you. That's how their mind works. And there's two things in here. How they say what they say in that moment shows that they don't have empathy for you. So I'll repeat that again. It's not what you say, but it's when you say it makes the difference. Okay? Just like me coming out with my first collection and like I'm doing everything on a global, international scale. Me, just myself, like doing all the things, that's a vulnerable moment. So how they say, what they say, how they are able, their capability, that's a capability. I'm saying it ironically. How they can say what they say in that moment shows that they don't have true empathy for you. No. And the second thing is, maybe even more important, is that how they can live and sleep with what they've done or what they've said and not repair it in a meaningful way. I'm not saying it's like, you're a loser and I told you you're a loser. I'm so sorry. Not like that, like I crossed my boundary. I did this to make you feel like shit. And if it happened to me, coming from my own parent, I wouldn't be able to take it. I would not be able to succeed in things that I did in my life. I would not be able to accomplish anything that I did. And it all comes down to all of this. Like, they never do this because they do things that they won't be able to handle themselves. They wouldn't be able to handle themselves if in that situation, coming from that parent with that whatever, like success, education, like whatever their thing is, they have a target, they have an area that they play around with, and coming from that situation, they wouldn't be handling it themselves in that exact situation, from like living from your life story. They wouldn't be handle it. And they can live and sleep with it. They don't do repair. That's how it shows like they don't have true empathy for you, because it's something that if you knew that you did to someone, you wouldn't be able to sleep with it. Like, you wouldn't be able to. You have to go and repair because that person does not deserve it. And that's not the truth. That's not your truth. That's not what defines them. And that's not their truth either. You would make sure to repair. And there, I put a star here, and I want to say this about the second point. They never have true empathy for you. They might as well know how it makes you feel. So when I say they don't have true empathy for you, does not mean necessarily, most of the time, 90% I can say, that they don't know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They know how it makes you feel. They know in that certain moment, them saying that to you, what kind of impact it does to you. They know. Narcissist does everything consciously, but they're not conscious of their shadow. So they're not courageous or honest with their actions and their behavior and what impact it does. But they do this consciously. And they know how it makes you feel. That's why they do it. They don't do it just because the words just come out of their mouth. They know what kind of impact it does. That's why they do it. It's not easy to swallow, but this is all the stuff I want you to be courageous with. It does not define your worth or value. Yes, it might suck at times to, come to the reality of this. But after you have the clarity, the total clarity of all of this, you will want to take the actions. You will be focused and clear on what you want to have in your life and what you don't want to have and what you don't want to accommodate and how it was all bullshit. And about this point, I want to tell you, they might as well know what they're doing in that moment to you. They know deep down, subconsciously, let's say. They know. Proof? You want the proof? You can look at how they make strangers feel in certain moments. How they are able to make strangers feel empowered. Or they don't need to be strangers, maybe other like relatives or family friends. Or people they just meet, or people they, respect or scared of. But scared of in a different context. I'll talk about this as well. But you can think about how they can make other people feel when they want to. They might make your friend feel absolutely amazing. And those people would want to be around them, maybe, because that's how they make them feel. It cannot go on, by the way, for a long time. If they spend a lot of time with them, then the narcissism will start coming out. But if it's only like a meal, like a couple of hours, 15 minutes, especially if it's short time, they can make a stranger feel absolutely amazing. They know how to talk. They know how to be curious. They know how to ask the questions. They know what to say to make them feel empowered and strong and capable and able and worthy and enough and lovable and all the things. This is sad, but this is how you have the clarity. So your power gets the fucking unleashed. This is how I curse. So it reflects my emotions. So that's the proof, all right? So third one, they see their child as a competitor because they live life looking outside. By comparison, that's how they define their own worth, value, success, accomplishments, or not. So they are in this deep-seated subconscious illusion that when others, meaning their targets, meaning their child or children, whoever they choose as targets to themselves or competitors, when these people, others, live up to their potential, they have the illusion that their own success will diminish or lose their potency. So they have this illusion, this deep-seated illusion, the subconscious illusion that when others, their targets, live up to their potential, meaning they have great accomplishment, great success, validation from outside, happy family life, happy partner life, great, happy parenting, accomplishing something small or big, doesn't matter, but being seen in that light outside, they think, they believe, they have this illusion that their success will diminish or lose their potency. So it all comes from the lack mentality, that there is certain amount of abundance in the world that's available, that there is a certain amount of love that is available, that loving does not increase by loving more, but it has a certain potential. I couldn't find the word, but they think that they always think from this lack mentality. So if one is validated, the other will diminish. If one is successful, there is only a certain amount of success in the world, theirs will diminish. If one is confirmed, has success, has accomplishment, wins the race, gets whatever, gets the confirmation from others and seen in that light and applauded, then their success will diminish and won't mean that much, will not mean that much. So this is how their mind works. And this is the reason, the way that they have been treating you in all the hidden ways. And I repeat, in all the hidden ways, in just the right time, with just the right amount, so you don't go, so you don't see, wow, this is not about me. This is about this person. What they're doing is not acceptable. It has nothing to do with love. They don't have the right to do it. Being a father or a mother does not give them this right to do this to someone else. So you stay, so you accommodate, blah, blah, blah. But it all can end in one moment. It can all end in one moment. And I'm here to guide you, to support you, to hold your hand and ask you to be courageous, ask you to have clarity. When you put the puzzle all together and when you start actually living up to your potential, start creating the life you always envisioned for yourself, when you are using your potential, actually your anger diminishes, your resentment diminishes, because you are not letting that person do that to you and have that impact on you. You are not letting it be. It's not about what they do. It's about how you accommodate, how you let it be, how you put it under the rug, how you accommodate, and how you lose your own power and how you play small and all the things. And there are so many things that you can do, and we will be walking through all of this. I will be guiding you, helping you, supporting you, and holding your hand and giving you clarity and courage. These are the most important two things: clarity, courage, and commitment, the 3 C's you need. Commitment to yourself, to your path every single day, no matter how tricky it gets. The clarity is number one. Clarity is number one. Number one, clarity. Simple clarity. No buts, no fuss, no BS excuses, just seeing it for what it is. And the courage that you can make through it, no matter what your closest ones have done. You have the power, you have the strength. That's why this was given to you. And there is a reason behind all of this. So you become more self-loving. So you choose true love. So you see what's love and what's not. You let go of that illusion and you don't accommodate any BS for any reason, and know that you are this loving person and you would never do the things that were happening to you, or you would never let it go and not repair truly, honestly, in a meaningful way. I love you so much. I'll see you on the next episode. Please DM me at Khewella. It's Khewella. It's my Goddess Wear brand. It's my Instagram, Khewella. DM me if you have any questions, if you have a story you want me to touch on, if you want me to give you examples of exactly what's happening and what you can do in that situation with examples. You can just give me a couple of examples of what's happening. I'll have the idea. I won't share your name. I'll do an episode solely based on that, on your specific situation. I love you. I'll see you on the next one. And I send you so many blessings and light for you to have the courage and clarity in your path. I'll see you. My gorgeous listener, if you had any takeaways from this episode or from this podcast in general, I would love to know. Please share this episode with a few loved ones right now. You never know how they can benefit from something so small. And please take a screenshot of this episode and share on IG, tagging me at Khewella. That is Khewella. Khewella. That is my Goddess Wear brand, my Instagram page. I would love to know what your takeaway was, or something you found inspirational, or a confirmation you believe in as well. That would make my day. And you can always DM me if you have a topic or a certain question in mind that you want me to talk about. And give me a 5-star rating if you feel like it. That would help this podcast immensely to get the word out. I love you. See you on the next one. I want to see you shine your brightest.